for Argentina? Well, let's see. Or can France win back-to-back titles in the World Cup? Well, all of this will be talked about today. Let's find out. Joining us right now for an all-out preview of the World Cup final between Argentina and France there he is, the man, Stephan Schrock, the GOAT, and women's national football team head coach Alen Stajcic, one Australian, one Phil German on the show. Thank you. I think this is the first time this will ever happen. Coach Alen Stajcic and Stephan Schrock in one show, and we did it here on Sports Desk on CNN Philippines. Gentlemen, a pleasure. Thank you for being here. Good afternoon to you there in Sydney, Australia, mate. Coach Alen?
Yeah, it is. It's 1 p.m. Good morning, Schrocky, as well.
And good morning to you, Schrocky. Hey, brother.
Good morning, bro.
Well, this is really exciting to have both of you on this show, talk about football, talk about the World Cup final. It will be exciting. France and Argentina, a lot to talk about, a lot of things to discuss, but and a lot of history as well here between these two countries. Argentina won their first two meetings against France in 1930 and 1978. France, however, on the other hand, booted Argentina in the round of 16 back in 2018. Okay, Coach Alen and Stephan, I want to get your thoughts first on this intriguing matchup. Coach Alen, you want to start? What makes this matchup intriguing?
Yeah, look, obviously, you've got two of the best players in the tournament. You've got Mbappe, who's been unbelievable, electric, skillful, powerful. Such an amazing cast up front with Giroud and Griezmann, and against pretty much Lionel Messi and his magic that he's weaving, and having 10 soldiers who are working around him for him to produce his magic. So it's a really, really intriguing game.
How about you, Schrocky? Your thoughts?
There's nothing much to add on. The final comes with a big success, and the two best teams, I think, both deserve to be in the final. You have Messi on the other hand, on one side, who carried the team pretty much alone, I would say, and then with France, unbelievable speed, electric is absolutely the right word, which Coach Alen picked, and it would be a very, very interesting matchup.
Well, let's talk about France first. Les Bleus. Let's talk about this team. Well, Coach, France is regarded as one of the best when it comes to tactical plays, thanks largely to their coach Didier Deschamps. And observers, though, felt that in a lot of ways, France was actually a bit exposed in that Morocco game. Morocco switched tactics, played brilliantly in that match with the ball. Do you think, Coach Alen, Morocco, despite that loss to France, kind of exposed the blueprint on how to take on this team?
Yeah, look, I've watched France quite a bit this tournament, and even Australia, to be honest, in game one. Obviously, being an Aussie and watching game one, Australia dominated for 20 minutes and had a 1-0 lead and nearly went up 2-0. The thing with France is, regardless of the tactics of the day, regardless of the tempo of the game, the rhythm of the game, they've just got the quality to be able to turn it on at any moment. And when they turn it on, I think they're unstoppable. I think their issue is more themselves, that they're not consistent throughout a 90 minutes, I feel. But when they turn it on, they're clearly the best team in the world.
Your take on that, Schrocky? France, again, despite the win, had to fight tooth and nail against Morocco, who had a brilliant defense and fast counterattacks. If ever, how will this semis match against Morocco help France in their battle against Messi and Argentina?
Well, that's a different game. Morocco is known throughout the tournament that the defensive is very structured. They have a deep line. I think at some point they only have 20 meters between the center back and the striker in their own half. It's very, very difficult to break through to that. And obviously they hurt teams with the counterattacks. So Morocco and Argentina is not the same matchup, while Argentina is more comfortable in the mid area with the ball and trying to play forward themselves. So it's about Argentina to not get exposed too much on the wings, with obviously Dembele and Mbappe being in fine form.
Well, looks like odds makers are having a hard time analyzing this game. putting who has the leverage here, as posted on sportsnews.com. And I quote, both teams are given plus odds to come away with a regulation time win and minus odds to lift the World Cup trophy with almost nothing between them. End of quote. Can't get any closer than that. Your thoughts on that, Coach Alen?
Yeah, look again. It's such an intriguing game because both teams have faltered at different times in the tournament. So they're obviously not giving bookmakers and I guess fans alike that confidence to know that they can perform throughout a whole 90-minute period. And both teams have shown when they do put the foot on the pedal that they can win any game and win any moment. And quite clearly, Argentina's won so many great moments throughout the tournament, but they just haven't played well every game throughout 90 minutes. And France are very similar, and that makes it very intriguing. And, when it comes down to moments, I just think France have more weapons on the field than Argentina do, but both very equally matched.
Well, for sure. France has a lot of weapons, I believe, that can really match against Argentina. But looking at Argentina as well, they may be a little bit the underdogs here, but they still have Lionel Messi on that team. And they also have weapons of their own. Well, Schrocky, to some, France is slightly a bit favored here. But looking at their campaign, they lost a lot of key players even before the World Cup started. Despite that, they still made it here to the finals again, proving that they've got world-class depth in this particular lineup that they have. Olivier Giroud, for one, has stepped up big time in Benzema's absence, Karim Benzema's absence. Will their health still be an issue here against Argentina with the pieces that they have?
No, I don't think so. The players proved their worth. Everyone understood their role. Obviously, they're not coming with the big names in midfield, especially with Pogba and Kanté. There's two outstanding players over the last 5-6 years missing in that lineup. But those who came on, they stepped up and they leveled the game and they understand their role in that structure and they're doing a very great job. So in the final, everything is possible. Both worked their way up. They're not being consistent. Both teams had here and there struggles. So this is really, really a nice game to watch. And in the end, it comes down, I think, to who wants it more because it's the last game. It's quite heavy legs, left, right, and center for both teams. And slightly ahead, I see also France because they possess the youth and a little bit more of weapons up front.
Mm-hmm. Well, also their captain, Lloris, of course, the main man between the sticks in that 2018 title run after that 6-save performance against England. He had the clean sheet against Morocco. Of course, we have Mbappe. How about if we talk about, let's shift to Argentina just a bit here. Let's talk about Messi and Argentina and La Albiceleste. They started on a kind of disastrous note. When they started in Qatar against Saudi, I actually kind of thought, man, can Argentina go all the way here? They lost to Saudi in that first game, but here they are. They managed to make it to the final, and they have a chance. As I said earlier in that news item, after 36 years, ending that World Cup title drought for the first time in over 3 decades. Coach Alen, your thoughts about Argentina's dream campaign here in this 2022 World Cup. How were they able to overcome after that loss to Saudi, that huge upset that Saudi pulled off against Argentina, that first loss, and then cruising, and then now making it all the way to the final?
Yeah, look, obviously that first, I think they were a little bit unlucky, to be honest, in that first game. They had that VAR call that went against them, and FIFA said that it was an incorrect decision. That would have made it 2-0 in that game, and they definitely dominated that first half. But when Saudi came back, they didn't have much in reserve to come back. The issue for me is how tight, and I think Schrock touched on it, how heavy are their legs, because the rest of the players around Messi have done so much work. They really do cover him defensively a lot. It's a lot of games in a short period of time, and the Paul's had to go off the last 2 games I think about the 60th and 70th minute, and he's obviously a workhorse and a protector of Messi. So, the more players like that can last throughout the 90 minutes and 120 minutes, the better chance Argentina have. Di Maria also hasn't played the last few games. If he can come in, it gives them an extra boost as well. But, you know, it really will depend on how much they can protect Messi without the ball to enable him to do what he's done with the ball.
Well, we'll talk more about Julian Alvarez in just a bit. 22-year-old phenom. He has taken a huge load off Messi's offensive burden with 4 goals in 6 games. He did not start the first 2 group stage matches behind Lautaro Martinez. Okay, let's take a quick break. Let's take a really quick timeout. Let's rest a bit, grab a glass of water. Schrocky, Coach Alen, our all-out World Cup final preview between France and Argentina with Stephan, Schrock, and Coach Alen Stajcic will continue after a really quick break. Stay tuned to Sports Desk only here on CNN Philippines, where we go all out for the day's top sports stories. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Back to Sports Desk only here on CNN Philippines. And our guest today, ASCO's team captain still, Stephan Schrock, and Filipinas head coach Alen Stajcic. Sorry about that word for former, Schrock. You don't get mad at me. It's my producer's fault, not my fault. We're having our all-out preview of the FIFA World Cup final between France and Argentina. Schrocky, all eyes will be on Lionel Messi in the final. Messi has been phenomenal in Qatar, breaking records left and right. But more importantly, this is his last dance in the World Cup, and how fitting it would be for Messi if to end this World Cup with a title. And we expect nothing less here, Schrocky. It's all or nothing for Messi. Cristiano Ronaldo was inconsolable after Portugal's sorry exit. How about this? Your thoughts on, you know this, Schrocky, because you've been in so many matches as well. You're regarded as one of the best to ever play for the Philippines. So Messi, he's definitely the GOAT for Argentina. But what do you think about this? It will be really a dream run if Messi leaves this with that trophy in hand.
Yeah, definitely would be a dream run, you know. Leading to the World Cup, Messi was in fine form in Paris. They found his scoring boots. He was delivering scorer points left, right, and center throughout the season. And now he carried the team once again to the final, which is a huge success already. As a football fan, as a neutral football fan, I would have loved to see Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi clashing in the finals. But even though I'm a bit more Cristiano Ronaldo fan than Messi, I'd love to see him carry the trophy and end his international career with this World Cup, because he deserves it. Such a huge icon in the world, not only in the sport of football, and it would be lovely to see that he will win the World Cup.
How about you, Coach Alen? Your thoughts on what a fantastic career Messi has had? He has nothing else to prove it. Of course, you know, the World Cup would be huge for his country, for him, but Messi still having an illustrious career, Coach Alen. Your thoughts on Messi and how this would probably put that cherry on top on Messi's incredible career if Argentina do win and beat France in the final?
Yeah, well, he's always been compared to Maradona, hasn't he? And that 86 World Cup where Maradona basically carried the team on his own was the one lasting legacy where everyone always compares the two. Obviously, they're very, very similar in the way they play, how they play, the amount of titles they've won. You know, that argument will probably rage on forever and ever eternally. But I think this is the last sort of crowning moment where people can say, yeah, Messi is as good or better than Maradona. I think for me, in these final few minutes of the match, to use a metaphor, I think he's probably overtaken Ronaldo in that sort of debate. But obviously, trying to always compare Maradona is a massive load that he's carried his whole life. And winning that Copa America a couple of years ago, it certainly was probably the monkey off his back a little bit. And hopefully it's released him and given him a lot more confidence moving into this final.
Now let's talk about Julian Alvarez, 22 years of age, a phenom. Do you agree? Some people say this kid could be Messi's successor already. And how is this World Cup helping his career move forward? We've seen how the World Cup, what it did to Mbappe's career when he was just starting off. And do you see that also affecting Alvarez here in this particular instance, in this final, impacting the same way it did to Mbappe in his career? Coach?
Yeah, look, I think, was that for me, sorry,
Yeah,
Andre,
yeah.
or for Schrocky?
Oh, no, it's for you. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, look, for me at this point in time, I'd have Haaland and Mbappe in front of Alvarez, but he's had a good World Cup. We've seen lots of players in the past have good World Cups. It's important they carry that on throughout their career. He's only young and he's obviously just started out on his journey, so he's got a lot more to prove. I think Mbappe and certainly Haaland in recent times have elevated themselves probably to the top of the pecking order in terms of goal scorers around the world, but there's no doubt why he can't match them in the coming years as well.
Well, Mbappe, no doubt, the superstar, garnering the headlines here for France, and rightfully so. Schrocky, the whole world is talking about Argentina, France, and all these different storylines. But how about Messi against Mbappe? Is it, it's like asking for a Christmas present for fans, this particular matchup. Do you expect these two to dominate this particular game and to show up in the final, Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe?
Well, yeah, you always choose to pick two players of every team, and particularly in France, all eyes on Messi. Then Argentina, in France, all eyes on Mbappe, and then Argentina with Messi. They have a different type of how they influence the game. Obviously, Mbappe is striving towards his prime, physically at a peak condition, while Messi had to adjust his game and is in his later stages of the football career, I would say. And it will be very interesting to see how much they could impact the game. We touched on it earlier. I think it comes down to how much or how little Messi has to help defensively, and how much he can rely on his other 10 soldiers on the pitch. Lovely matchup. Unbelievable what we will see probably in this final. I personally go with Messi has the lesser impact on the game than Mbappe will have.
Coach, you want to share your take on this matchup, Messi, Mbappe?
Yeah, look, obviously they're in different parts of the field, but
Yeah.
I've not seen a player like Mbappe. Messi is unbelievable. We all know he's very similar to Maradona, unbelievably good at dribbling, technical combination plays, his ability to see the field and pick off the best decision. And Mbappe is a different type of player. I've not seen that level of technical ability on such a powerful player in my lifetime. He's just phenomenally quick. It's almost like watching a grown man against kids sometimes, the way he beats people with speed and power, but yet has the technical skills and the finesse to go with it at times. So he really is a superstar and such a danger, but they both are. And for me, I just think Mbappe has a better supporting cast around him, and possibly that will enable him to have a better game. But yeah, ultimately, it really is very, very close to a 50-50 call.
Okay, fearless forecast time. Before we let you both go and focus, and we also want to ask just a little bit quickly about the Filipinas and also Schrocky about the Ascos. But fearless forecast, I need to get a team. And if you can pull off, if you can name a score as well, that will be fantastic. Coach Alen, will it be Argentina? Will it be France? What score? What do you think?
You put me on the spot. I'll say France 2-1.
France 2-1. Okay, France fans, you heard that. Schrocky, how about you? France, Argentina. Do you agree with 2-1? What's the score?
I'd love to see Messi win the World Cup, I told you, but I go with Coach Alen. I think it's a 2-1 for France. You heard it.
You heard it from the experts, from Schrocky, one of the best to ever play for the Philippines, and Coach Alen Stajcic, head coach of the historic Filipinas team that will go to the World Cup. And your Filipinas seem to be doing well there in Australia, Coach. You just won over Papua New Guinea 9-0 in that friendly. How will this help with your ongoing preparations for your own World Cup with the Filipinas, Coach Alen?
look, obviously it was a different type of game for us and different reasons for playing the game. We played some really technical teams in Costa Rica and Chile recently and had to play away from home in Central and Latin America, which obviously,
it's the one part of the game we have to improve significantly. We have to improve with our decision making and our touch and our technique on the ball. And this is an opportunity to play that we're pretty
Coach, the line is breaking. Coach Alen, I think we're...
Despite a 5-1 win.
Sorry to interrupt, Coach Alen, but the line is breaking. Let's go to Coach Alen. Oh, there.
We improved a lot, and I think we showed...
Well, sorry, Coach Alen, the line was breaking towards the end. Schrocky, the Ascals just arrived in Cambodia preparing for the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup. Any updates?
Well, we just finished the friendly game in Vietnam, which we lost 90+2 or 3, I think, 1-0, unfortunately. But look, we have a young team together, very, very young squad, new coach. We're basically preparing for the next 3 years, not only for this particular tournament. And team doing well, recovering these 2 days, and then going towards the Cambodia matchup.
Well, Coach, sorry, towards the end we were breaking with the line. Maybe we'll have you back here on the show to talk more about the Filipinas in preparation, of course, with that for the World Cup of your own. The best of luck. Thank you again, mate. Happy weekend. Schrocky, always a pleasure having you. Thank you, brother. Stay safe there in Cambodia, and happy weekend to both of you. The best of luck. Again, thank you for joining us for a preview of the World Cup final between France and Argentina. Philippine Ascals team captain Stephan Schrock and women's national football team head coach Alen Stajcic.